Alright, so I'm back with another video, and it's not about what I said it would be about. I'm a goofy guy, and this is also like a week late since this ended like a week ago, but since Mai came out in Street Fighter 6, the high's kind of worn off for me, especially since we got edged into thinking Elena would be at Cap Cup, and there's nothing else better to do and spend the time than talk about the newest fighting game coming out that people compare SF6 to. Alright, so what did I feel? What did I get from the second beta in City of the Wolves? Well, the servers are way better. They're nowhere near as bad as it was in the first beta, waiting multiple minutes. And from my experience, they were all pretty good. It was also much nicer that there wasn't people rage quitting this time too, compared to last time, which was also insane. And I'm not the biggest supporter of training mode in open betas. I think it kind of ruins the fun part, at least for a beta. You know, I'm out here dogging it out in rookie rank, and then there's people doing the most optimal combos of all time. And I don't think that's like fun. I don't really think there should be like a gigantic leg up on each other, especially like at launch if things stay the same. And then a quick side note, I did end up running into some matches where people just put the controller down and gave up. And I don't get that because I got that American Vegeta sized ego. You put someone in front of me, you better believe I think I can beat them. But that being said, I see why someone would do that. There shouldn't be stompings, and this is just like a quick little add on to that last point. But for training mode as a whole, I think it is a bummer that you couldn't queue while in it, but I will hold out hope and optimism that that is simply a beta thing and will be a feature in the full release, so I'm not totally up in arms about that. And what do I think about the actual gameplay itself? Well, first of all, I'm like really bad at it, dude. I don't think the tutorial was super helpful, and like I forgot a bunch of mechanics that were just in the game, like breaking the DP or whatever. I didn't even do that till like the last 2 hours of the beta, but anyway, moving on. I think the gameplay's super fun, and I don't know how to like explain it, but like this is kind of how I imagined Street Fighter 6 playing when I first picked it up, not Drive Rush Simulator. Rev Engine's fun, chaining EX moves together. Super easy, super simple. I do know that they're a lot more expensive now, which is kind of crazy, but whatever. And I'm not good enough to like chain them from normals and whatnot to keep the combo going. And there's just a lot for this. I just feel like there's a lot for me or anyone really they could learn and improve on, and I don't really think it's super overwhelming or like it's too much that like I won't ever like do it. I'm more of a once I see it in action, I'll like quickly try to imitate it on like some Sharingan shit. But yeah, well yeah, and then let's actually talk about the mechanics of it all, or some of them. Like I think I think Rev Blow's cool. It's its own drive impact, but kind of better because you're not incentivized to throw it out against another Rev Blow. I think the weird like anti-air and like low punish, those are super cool. Although I'm just too SF6 pilled at the moment to get the full use out of it because I don't I'm used to anti-airing with DP, not like a weird little input. And then the damage is really low, or maybe I just think it's low because of all of what I'm used to, and I don't think that's a problem. I kind of like it. However, I think the round timer is a little too short. I feel like a lot of the time I'm like crunching it, trying to like get this match over with and win, constantly like going down to like the last 10, 15 seconds of a match. So if that could be extended, that'd be really nice. All right, so this was like a rapid fire, like thoughts and opinions, not real much meat of what I said, and it's a beta, so I kind of find it fitting. But here's like a little wish list, I guess, on what I kind of want in the full release. And then, I'll probably do like a little check-in, although don't hold me to that. I'm not holding myself to that because last time I said that I didn't follow through. But all right, in the full release, I would like actual placement matches in ranked, Rookie to C rank was a wild grab bag of people with crazy skill, either being really good or really bad. But I do think the little question it asks you on your familiarity with fighting games was a quick fix for the beta, their little workaround. And that's another thing I'm holding out hope for. And then the next thing is we need like little quick inputs for like navigating menus. I there's it, Please make the like UI more traversable, I guess, Like add the feature from Street Fighter 6 where it's like you're in the main menu, presses the button and you're in training mode right off the bat. No need to go to training mode or no go to fighting grounds, select training mode, select your characters and then enter it. Something that would be super nice. And then the next one is please change the lobby system. Like do it so you can have in-game invites, That'd be so nice. I don't really want to open a room, read out a code room or a number room to my friends who then have to manually input all that and then join just for us to like play together. Please make that more accessible. I hope that's not too big of an ask. I'm not a wizard or knowledgeable guy at this stuff. And then the last one, and this one's personal, all right? This one means something to me. Don't nerf Preacher, man. I love her so much. She might be like one of my favorite fighting game characters of all time. She just fits me. She might be on my Mount Rushmore. She's adorable. I may not be able to pilot her playstyle like to the fullest, but I'm out here doing my best, man. She's sick as hell. And then one last thing, or I guess two last things on the agenda before I wrap it up, which would be, we got news of two guest characters, one announced around with when the beta dropped, and another as the beta left us. And those two characters are Ronaldo and Ganachi Salvatore. I hope I didn't get it backwards. And these two kind of sparked a lot of irk that I've seen. Guest and Ronaldo, what he may or may not have done off the field, which I will not hold against anybody, nor should anybody. Why would you for things. Anyway, moving on. I think you guys got that part, but this kind of sparked the whole thing of why are these two here and whatnot, and the easy answer is like Saudi money. I don't really think too hard to explain, but um I want to talk about the guest slop thing because from what I've seen, I don't know too much about SNK characters, so I couldn't tell you like a main heavy hitter, an absolute darling who isn't in the DLC or announced for DLC, has yet to been announced for the main roster. And from what I saw, like Duck King, I don't think people really like him, but I did see the like opinion or shared belief that like you could have just turned Ganachi into Duck King or Duck Prince, Duck Queen, Duck Royal. Not you gotta. We support those who aren't binary too, but anyway, yeah, like it just I kind of see why, because like in Street Fighter, right? What I know, there was that whole thing last summer about like, oh, we could add a Mortal Kombat character, and like I had a visceral reaction to that because like, don't no, I want, you know, I don't, and that's not to like dunk on Mortal Kombat or the ninjas or like, not that I wouldn't want to see it, but it's like this is Street Fighter. How about we put the Street Fighter characters that everyone wants to see in the Street Fighter game before we get to that, you know? And so if it's like something similar with these two, then that's totally fine, and then I'd see it. And it just kind of brings us to like the current modern iteration of the fighting game, and I guess I'll wrap it up here too. And I don't know. I mean, I I guess what would it would be roster what this game I guess has it going against, which kind of sucks. I don't know. I think I like it. I'm a new SNK person, so I think I might just be filling the shoes of someone who's upset about it and leaves understandably so. But I don't know, man. Of the like new modern fighting games, I like the way this one plays the most, like by a lot. So I'll just leave it with that. And whoever is hearing all this, thank you. We're doing the. I might like have to edit out whatever visuals I put for this part, to do the classic fade out black emptiness. But yeah, man, I want to play City of the Wolves. Comes out in like 3 weeks. Maybe I'll make like a actual review, or at least I'll try to. I gotta like take notes actually during gameplay instead of like shoddily writing stuff down as it comes to me. But yeah, yeah. Bye.